Hi guys, Chris here from Genesis Visible Touch. I'm going to be doing a series for GVTV, which you should see a little TV there, called Collins Era Opening Tracks. As you know, Genesis are really famous for the power and the big, grand, powerful opening tracks on each of their albums. And seeing as we're a Collins Era band, I thought I'd like to, pick the track from each album as we go along in chronological order, and go through it and speak about what drew me into it when I first heard it, and also what emotions it sparks inside of me, and and my imagination, what I interpreted the track to be. As I was listening to it, and also I'll unpack some of the lyrics and stuff. So a lot of lyrical content is open to the listener, and they tend to interpret the lyrics in their own way, which is brilliant. A lot of songwriters do that. I even do it myself, and I think Genesis also did that. So I'll unpack some of the lyrics and go through what I thought they meant. There's also lyrics which I'm struggling to see what they meant, and understand them to this day. So maybe if you can help me out and leave your thoughts in the comment section underneath of what you think the lyrics are about, because I'd love to hear your perspective on it. And also, if you can subscribe to the channel, that would be fabulous. If we get up to 1,000, we can do some more live content and stuff like that. So please subscribe to the channel. Okay, so the first album in the Phil era was A Trick of the Tail, as you all know. Or if you don't know, it's Trick of the Tail. And Genesis had just lost their lead singer in Peter Gabriel. So Phil took over the mantle of the vocals, sort of by accident. He was auditioning new singers, and the rest of the band started to dawn on them that Phil had the best voice for the stuff, and he eventually got asked to do the whole album after doing a couple of the tracks like Squonk, and I know he was down to sing some of the lighter stuff like Entangled and Ripples, but they were worried about the harder edge stuff. So this opening track was pretty important for Genesis because the backs were against the wall a bit. It must have felt like a bit of a critical time, really, to come up with something good and decent and match what had gone before with Peter. So it was time to stand up and be counted and come up with something. And this first track, Dance on a Volcano, it's really got a mood and a message to me of a band that's you got to start doing it. You better start doing it right. It's like it's time to do it now. We've got to stand up and get up there and prove ourselves and prove it to everyone that we can carry on. And I think that kind of mood within the camp myself must have gave them a bit of an edge and more of a lot of adrenaline and energy to create a powerful opening number. So we'll bat on and we'll go through the track, and I will stop it and speak about things and as we go along. So again, if there's anything you can help me out with, what I'm unsure of, or maybe I've got wrong, in my mind, please leave it in the comments below, because I'd love to read your comments on it. Okay, so here we go. Okay, so straight away, I mean, when I first heard this, those two notes on the guitar at the start, down, 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 and that drum fill just instantly wrote me in, and I thought, I've never heard anything like this in my life. You know, it's just, Phil Collins is a melodic drummer, and, you know, the blah, 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 you know, you can almost sing that. It sticks in your mind. And those chords at the start, those big, you know, the Tony Banks, big grand chords, dramatic chords, you know, it makes me feel like, you know, there's something huge about to happen, and there's a huge obstacle in front of us, and we've got to, you know, we've got to get ready for it. You know, there's a tension there. We've got to get ready to deal with what's coming. That's what it evokes in me. You know. The camp of people looking up. How we got to get up there? How we got to conquer it? Okay, so the lyrics there, Holy Mother of God, you've got to go faster than that to get to the top. Dirty old mountain all covered in smoke. She can turn you to stone, you better start doing it right. And again, back to me feeling of the band's, you know, the band having something, you know, to prove and a huge obstacle in front of them to overcome. And, you know, they've got to get it together and, you know, to get over it. And also, I imagine a camp of people, you know, again, about to climb the mountain, holy, all dirty old mountain all covered in smoke, she can turn you to stone, so you better start doing it right. You know, they're about to, you know, they're just about to start climbing the mountain and see where it takes them and, you know, get up there kind of thing. And also the lyric, she can turn you to stone, so you better start doing it right. Is that back to the, you know, the Greek mythological lyrics that Genesis, you know, used to do, you know, like Medusa used to turn people to stone. The Greek mythological character used to turn people to stone. I'm sort of thinking maybe, you know, there's a little twist and, you know, twist on that kind of thing's been thrown in there, maybe. Let's move along. And again, the hook, you better start doing it right. You know, instantly it's like, you know, it's hooky. So to me, this isn't, you know, full on progressive rock, this track, until the end, maybe, because it's packed with like soul and hooks. You know, there's hooks everywhere, which are so memorable. You know, obviously that's like the chorus line, you better start doing it right. And yeah, I was just, you know, completely hooked in by it.
Halfway up and you're halfway down, and the back on your back is turning you around. Throw it away, you won't need it up there. And remember, you don't look back. Whatever you do, better start doing it right.
Great drum fill there. It's the middle eight now. Then the song is packed with like strange time signatures, but it still sounds so commercial.
On your left and on your right, crosses are green, crosses are blue.
So that lyric there, on your left, on your right, crosses are green, crosses are blue. That's one that's got me a little bit miffed. You know, I've never really understood that, the crosses. Yeah, I've sung this song to hundreds of people, you know, in theatres across the country, and, you know, since I was a kid. And I've just always thought that maybe they'd approached, you know, the gang of people who were climbing the mountain had just come across a tunnel, and there was just, you know, crosses painted green and blue there, and they had to get through. You know, that was just what was in my mind. But when you look on the back of the album, the Trick album, you can see there's like little demon characters with crosses in their hand. And, you know, obviously the artist has put a spin on it and added them after he'd seen the lyrics when Genesis had passed it to them. But that seems to work as well. Again, is it you know, the fantasy element that you would have those little characters up there. Yeah, so it's again, but what do you think? Leave your comments there and enlighten me on your take on things.
Make it through. Out of the night and out of the dark, into the fire, into the fight. Well, that's the way the heroes go. Ho ho ho.
I got a little when I first heard this track, it was, you know, little things like that just sprinkled in with the vocals and the, you know, the melody lines that I just thought, I've never heard nothing like that before. It's so clever, you know, ho ho ho. Just a, you know, really quirky little hook packed. The track is packed with hooks.
Through a crack in Mother Earth, blazing hot, the molten rock spills out over the land.
Again, what hits me with this song as well, I mean, you would struggle to think that this was the first album that Phil had sung on. He's so sure, he's his character, you know, he's storytelling the song, you know, little inflections. Through a crack in Mother Earth. You know, it's really beautifully sung. So much light and shade, you know, for someone who just took over the mantle from one of the biggest rock stars on the planet at the time. You know, incredible really that the band had another singer in waiting that was so gifted.
The lover who licks your boots away. Hey, hey, hey.
Again, the lovely wordplay. The lover's the lover who licks your boots away. It's just, you know, it's just amazing stuff in it.
Better start the dance. Do you wanna dance with me?
Again, you know, just take it back a bit. There's a keyboard line there. There's a keyboard line coming up, which is, again, one of those things that instantly grabbed me, and I thought, wow, that's just incredible. It's...
Better start the dance. Do you wanna dance with me?
Incredible drum fill coming up now.
Dance with me. You better start doing it right. Music's playing, the notes alright, but you left the first and move into the light. The edge of this hill, the edge of the world, then the
Again, another feature of the song was the use of the mellotron, which you can just... it's just driving along with the vocals.
music's playing, the notes alright, but you left the first and move into the light.
on the vocal there, you know, to bring the octave. Let the dance begin. It's like again, it just adds to the, you know, the cinema scope of it. You know, their albums spark so much in your imagination. You know, it's absolutely amazing. Yeah, and then it goes into this like prog rock kind of. It does get a bit progressive rock, sort of like, you know, fusion at the end. This bit reminds me like something of Steve Hackett's first album, Voyage of the Acolyte. And it gets, you know, the band sort of goes on a bit of a flyer. So a little 12-string section. A little whistle in the background there. That's a bit like Steve's sound on Counting Out Time, isn't it? The solo. Masterpiece, absolute masterpiece, and I still never get bored with listening to it to this day. When I first heard this when I was 19, 20. And the thing that strikes me with Genesis music is there's always something new that you hear every time you listen to the mixes, and these are Nick Davis's new mixes, and you can hear even more stuff. I think the Fabulous, you can hear even more stuff going on, extra harmonies, extra guitar. Just again, you know, this track, I mean, people who must have thought that Genesis were finished, or, you know, were going to be, you know, they were going to lose their band, or, you know, what's going to happen, must have put this first track on and thought, I mean, goodness me, it's, you know, they're far from finished. This is incredible. You know, the band's actually, you know, it's got a slightly different sound moving forward, but it's lost nothing. It's equally as powerful. Yeah, I think they set out to do everything that they wanted to do with this track. Astonishing, really. Yeah. So, if there's anything you can add to the, you know, your memories of the track, I've unpacked some of the lyrics of what, you know, what I was thinking, what it evoked in me. Anything that you can correct me on, or, you know, tell me what you think. Please leave it in the comment section. I'd love to read your take on things. But I hope you've enjoyed this first edition. I'm going to do a series of these Genesis opening tracks, Collins era, and I hope you've enjoyed this one. The next one coming up will obviously be the 11th Earl of Mar off Wind and Wuthering. So yeah, leave your comments in the comment section. I hope you've enjoyed the little video, and see you on the next one. Take care.